Hello, I'm going to keep this brief, but this is going to be a quick guide on the Guardian and some of the intricacies that are going on with this kit that might not be obvious immediately. But he's a pretty standard tank for the most part, but usually in a game like this, tanking isn't that good because people just dodge everything. But with him, he can be pretty much near unkillable as long as he manages his endurance correctly and properly, and his passive and ultimate are very good at damage reduction. So first, I want to take a look at the E, the Whirlwind. All of these abilities are not fully expanded on the overall character select screen, but when you go into the training range like this, you'll see there's actually more to these abilities, such as the Whirlwind has a hold, which is charging it, though it doesn't seem to do much extra damage. And the ultimate itself raises a protective area. And this is huge, and we'll be going into this very shortly, but it is a complete game changer for how this works. So now we're going to test this on the target dummy so I can properly show you how the deflecting and blocking works with his stance. It's pretty simple, but it makes a huge difference. And if you're not playing with his shield, you're not making the most of this character. You can see right now, I went into my stance from dodging while holding block, and it goes into this stance specifically. And it does drain stamina slowly over time, but any hit that is taken is blocked much more and takes a lot less endurance than if I'm raw hitting it. Like right here, I'm not in stance, and it's taking a huge portion of my endurance. But now, look at this. When I go into the Guardian stance, it changes drastically. I'm barely taking any stamina damage. And here I'm briefly ulting and holding down the button to activate the second part of this ultimate, where you create this field, and you'll see here, the enemy hits me, he bounces right off me, and no damage registers while I'm in the animation. This also applies to teammates through both magic and physical while it is active. It is very strong for situations where you want to coordinate with your team, with if they are doing certain abilities or skills that might require a little bit of time, or you can use them during certain boss mechanics. And also, while blocking, you can use your primary attack and do a little bit of poking with a spear. It's very safe, and you can also follow up with guard counters, which hit very hard. But on top of this, you can also use your Whirlwind, sort of like I just did there, where you can do it during recovery or as a combo to sort of lift up any sort of humanoid-sized creature or knight or human. And you can get kind of creative with this, and this should hit everybody around. I don't notice a difference in damage with the charge versus the tap, but it might be more poise damage from the heavy. And there's a couple more things I wanted to go over. Guard counters are very strong, especially on this character. You're not really going to use them that often on other characters since it is much harder to guard if you don't have a shield. But here I just demonstrated it where after getting hit, you do a heavy attack and you'll hear that little noise, and you'll hit an enemy for a very strong attack, stronger than a heavy, and it will do more poise damage, which will leave them consistently open or almost open to critical attacks. And with these, you can build them with the gems that you find and discover with your characters. Some will say like enhanced guard counters, or another one you can look out for Guardian is increased threat, which will make it so you're increased threat while blocking, so it'll make it so your teammates get less attention while you can tank for them and they can do all the damage.